What's up, everybody? Welcome to the episode 8 of the PitCrew Podcast, where we bring the excitement of live music to your ears.
In this episode, we're going to talk about the Joji Pandemonium World Tour, some ongoing current events, and some upcoming concerts in our area.
Before we get started, check out our social medias, like and subscribe. Let's get into it.
So, the last concert we went to was the Joji Pandemonium World Tour. The headliner was Joji, obviously, with Kenny Beats, Lil Toe, and Savage Realm. The first date of the show was September 29th in Houston. The show here in Seattle was October 11th. And the tour ends December 3rd in Hong Kong.
That's crazy, in Hong Kong.
Yeah, world tour. It started out as like just North American, but then it was selling so good that he had to add dates in like Australia and Asia. And
Wow.
I think like 1 or 2 in Europe. So
I honestly didn't know Joji was that big. But that's dope that we were able to catch the Pandemonium Tour.
Yeah. We saw him at the Climate Pledge. We've been there plenty of times.
Definitely.
But I didn't really know what to expect from a Joji concert at the Climate Pledge. I kind of had some expectations that it was going to be like a little slow.
Exactly.
And kind of boring, like not necessarily boring, but like it would just be like really slow and chill. That's what I was expecting going into it.
Because we had already seen him at Coachella, as we have seen Kenny Beats. We've seen both of them. So going into the show, we were both expecting. We didn't really know what to expect, since when we saw them, it was a festival performance. Like we don't really follow them that much, but Kenny Beats, because of his performance that he did, and only because of his performance.
Yeah, I knew him from his like YouTube show, and I just knew that he was a producer. But when I saw him at Coachella, it really made me like a fan of him. Like I liked what he did, but now I really like him
Exactly.
as a DJ.
Because when I was looking him up for the Coachella playlist, it was all mostly the album that he made. So I didn't know what to expect going into the Coachella set. I thought that it was just gonna be him playing his own music, like every other DJ that, or not.
Well, like Pierre Bourne did.
Like Pierre Bourne. As a matter of fact, that's what I was trying to say.
That's not how his performance is.
Exactly. His performance is a bunch of other music, a lot of hip-hop songs, which I really like and have become a real big fan of his DJ style, and honestly is one of my favorite.
Yeah, honestly, the way that he DJs it is, I mean, he's a hip-hop DJ, but just the way that he transitions it, it's just as smooth as like a EDM DJ, where you can almost not tell. I mean, like, because you know the songs, but if you didn't know the songs, it would be smooth. Like, you would not be able to tell where the one started and the other one ended. And that's what really drew us to want to go to the show in the first place, was just Kenny Beats alone. Way before, when we first saw that the tour was announced, we were like, oh, he's going to bring Kenny Beats as his opener, so we would be down. And then we kind of forgot about it until the day before,
when my brother let me know that the tickets were $30, and we were like, oh wow, it's actually doable.
Yeah, exactly.
And we decided to make it a thing to show you guys how easy it is to go to a concert last minute.
Exactly. Yeah, we even waited until the day of to buy our tickets. We ended up spending like $50 on some pretty decent seats. But it just goes to show, if you're patient, you can get a really good deal on your seats.
Exactly. But you also got to be willing to not get the deal like we did.
Yeah, that it is a double-edged sword. The patience comes. Sometimes you don't always get the best deal. Like, we definitely still got a good deal, but
yeah, it was definitely, either way, it was still a good deal, but it wasn't as cheap as we saw
as it
the day
been
before. Because if you really want to see the artist and you're gonna go that route, you should just keep a good track of the prices, and once you find a price that you see that you're willing to do, if it starts going up, I would recommend that you just get the ticket.
What I do is I just see a price, like, if I'm watching it and it kind of drops like a good amount, then I'll just like pull the trigger and then stop watching. So I don't feel bad about my decision. Like, I got my ticket, so I'm all good. And I would say that it was definitely $50 well spent. Well
spent.
Yeah, it was definitely worth $50. We got there and we pulled up to our seats, and it wasn't sold out. The show wasn't sold out. So when we got there was a lot of seats open on both sides of the stage.
Yeah. Since we saw how many empty seats there were, we were able to move up to the right side of the stage at first. And then we got there, and we got good seats, but once we sat down, we noticed that you couldn't really understand anything.
Literally. And Lil Toe was the person who came out first with Savage Realm. Savage Realm is Joji's DJ, and Lil Toe is a rapper. And so they together came out first, and we kind of saw him for like one song in our first seat. And he wasn't really singing, so the song was playing, but you could definitely tell that he wasn't singing along. But
yeah, it was just the song, the backtrack.
Yeah, but then by the time we got to our seats, there was just something up with that section, because I even like went up as far down as I can go in the section and sat down there, and then I turned around and I asked all the people sitting around there, like, can you guys hear what they're saying in the mic? And everyone around was like, nah, I can't understand. And even when the DJ was talking, like in between the song, we were having trouble hearing in the stand. So I kind of felt bad that we didn't get to see a lot of the performance. And because of that, we got up and we went to go try to find a different seat.
And we just went on the complete other side.
Yeah, the same side, or the same section, but just on the opposite side of the stage, of the stadium.
So we were on the left side of the stage now.
Yeah, and by the time we walked around the stadium and took our time and got down and picked some seats, Kenny Beats came, and he started basically right when we were walking down, because I remember telling Claudio, I was just like, pick a seat on the right, just find a seat somewhere on the right, because we were like super far left on the other side, so I was like, try to get towards the middle as much as possible.
And then I just see three empty spots for us three, and we slip in there, and Kenny Beats starts with an amazing song that I did not expect him to start with.
No,
it was lit. It was like some Brazilian funk song. But it was a remix of a famous song that I'm pretty sure everybody could.
You would know it if you
would know it if you heard it.
I'm gonna put a little clipping.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, I did not expect him to come out to that, because all the set lists that we looked up and saw of him, like before on this tour,
did not have that.
No, it did not even have that song. So already off the rip, he's already doing a different set at the stop that we were at than he had been, that we could find online at least. But that's just what I love about Kenny Beats, is that he always picks different songs.
He's a DJ.
He is a good DJ. Because after that, he did Family Ties. Family Ties is one of the songs that everybody is going to jump to, and it's just, you know, it's like Kendrick's and Baby Keem's like last song.
Exactly.
So it's just, you just know he's starting the set off right when he does that song. And then he did Darude Sandstorm, which I think is that song just makes me laugh from like the memes from when I was in middle school. But it's a good song.
It's definitely a good song. I like it because it's a good song, not because of the memes. But yeah, he definitely knows how to get the crowd going, but the crowd was not going, as a matter of fact.
That's what I was just about to say. I was about to say we were going, but everyone around us, they were not. And the people on the floor, because the floor was basically...
It was packed.
It was packed. From when Lil Toe was performing until when Joji came out, it was pretty much as full as it got. Like, the whole time when we were sitting there. And everyone down there for Kenny Beats was not jumping and dancing around. I did not know what was going on, because we were having a great time. I mean, how could you not when he plays song like Just Wanna Rock and then Fiend. And then Atmosphere. Exactly. And then Turn Off the Light.
Everybody's sitting until he comes on the mic and tells everybody to get up and start moving.
After all the songs that I just named, he played Atmosphere by Fisher, which I definitely did not expect him to play, just considering he's a hip-hop DJ, like, mainly. Mm-hmm. But that Kenny Beats just is, he's just got a good ear for music, because when that song came on, I was extra lit. And then he played Turn Off the Lights by Fred again. And I was like, there's no way this man is cooking right now.
Exactly. I asked a friend how they thought Kenny Beats did, and they said that they liked it, that it was really lit. Even though that they only went to see Joji. They didn't even know who Kenny Beats was. So that alone shows you that to get someone that doesn't even know about you to get up and dance.
Exactly. And just like we said, after he was over halfway done with his set, he got on the mic and he said, "Why is everybody sitting down? Y'all better stand up." And then everybody in the crowd, or in the seats, stood up. And then everybody started dancing a little bit. But like I said, it was almost more than halfway done with his set. And they only stood up because he said something.
Exactly. I think I never sat down once. And how many people were sitting down the whole entire time?
Our whole section. Our whole section was sitting until like the middle when Joji came out, for sure. Because Kenny Beats did so many good songs. He did Kill Bill. He did Let Me Clear My Throat. Do you remember that?
Yes, that was so.
That was hella
so
dope.
good.
It was funny because your brother was like, "You guys aren't '90s babies," and then we hit him with, "Do you even know this song?"
Exactly.
That was a funny memory, but I'm just saying, he did so many good songs, and he always makes sure to play "Father Stretch My Hand." As like his
closing.
His closing song, which is great. You couldn't close a set a better way.
Exactly. But for us, he did a little special thing and played Teen Spirit by Nirvana.
It smells like Teen Spirit.
It smells like. There we go.
Yeah, he did that. Like as he said goodbye and walked off, he played that. He played "It Smells Like Teen Spirit," and it was good. That was a Seattle special because he didn't do that at the other stops. But I mean, at that point, I felt satisfied with my money spent. That could have been it for me. I could have
gotten home after that.
Literally, I was already feeling good, and I was already satisfied with where I was at and like where my seat was and just the show that he put on. But we still had all of Joji to watch, and when Joji came on, he walked out into, or actually his band members, because he had a live band, they got up onto the 4 pillars, little platforms, and then they started playing, and he walks out into the middle of the stage where Kenny Beats' DJ table was, and then another pillar rises up from the middle.
That was so cool, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because when Kenny Beats and Lil Toe was performing, they like the pillars were just like, it just looked like mirrors, and I thought they were just gonna be like there, until the people came out and they were standing on it, and then they became screens, and it was like, just like,
and the platform started to move. That was so cool how it would go up and down as the songs would go down or come along.
Yeah, it definitely was not what I expected when I first saw the stage design when I walked in.
Exactly.
So it was really cool. And I'm not like the biggest Joji fan, but the whole time he had a lot of energy and he was keeping the crowd.
He had no backtrack.
Yes, no backtrack, and the live band.
And a live band.
I mean, he does have
He's a performer. I'm not going to lie to you.
He's a really good performer.
I did not expect that from him.
No. And I mean, that's what you have to do at Coachella. He doesn't have every single instrument on stage, but he's got the drummer, he's got a guitarist, he's got a guy playing the bass, I think, and then he's got his DJ playing the key part, you know what I mean? So it's like the band is doing as much as he can because he's only got 5 platforms. You couldn't tell because the band is doing their part for sure.
Exactly. If they're at Coachella, they're a good artist. Like we've said plenty of times. Yeah. Anyone at Coachella is definitely good. So. And
Coachella, they put on a performance, and so that's not always what you get from a concert. But when Joji came out, he really was putting on a performance. He did one of my favorite songs he did of the first half was "Pretty Boy," which is he's a song with Lil Yachty.
Yeah, that one's really nice.
Yeah, that's a good.
I like the vibe to that one.
And just like all the songs, they're kind of
slow.
They're kind of slow, but rocky a little bit. The instrument is kind of more like rock influence, and so he is putting in a lot of energy.
It's crazy how much energy he can put into it, even though how slow the songs are.
Yeah,
and that amazes me so much by him, and I'm such a bigger fan from witnessing that. It's so nice to see that he actually puts in the effort to his craft.
Yeah, I definitely appreciated that because like I said, I did not expect that much energy from all his songs he was putting in.
Exactly. And then he did World Star Money. I love that song, even though it's just a little short song. It's a little vibe. You can see it in the video. I'm going crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I look at you and say, no fucking way. But yeah.
He was just doing great, and then about halfway through the show, he stopped and took a break and was talking to his DJ.
Yeah, that part was funny. So funny. He even showed a meme.
Yeah, he put a meme up on the screen, and he does a different meme at every show. I thought that was really funny. And then he plays the Scooby-Doo running sound and horns and
the GameCube.
Yeah, the GameCube starting noise. It was just hella funny. It's imagine a little kid with a soundboard just pressing all the buttons. That's kind of how
literally during World Star Money in the clip you can hear him playing the Scooby-Doo sound.
Yeah, he started fucking around for the last 3 or 4 songs before they came out and did that. And I loved that. It was unexpected, but it definitely it brought something good to the show. It was definitely, I was happy that they did that.
He has some crazy songs that you didn't expect. I'm not gonna lie. Because when he did "Give Me Love," that song was always lit.
Yeah, I remember hearing that song at Coachella for the first time, and that had been the first time I heard it. But I was like, "Yo, the song is amazing!" And then so to see it this time, and knowing what it was, I was just super, super excited for that. That's towards the end of the show, because after that he does Slow Dancing in the Dark, which he
leaves.
Yeah, you're right the platform goes down and he walks off,
and then it goes dark and the music just starts playing and everybody turns on their lights. And then it's just...
Yeah, and then he walks back out and starts singing it. And, this is the song that everybody knows by Joji.
That's the song that I got put on to Joji with.
Yeah. If you don't know who Joji is, you would know this song.
You would know the song.
So, that's the one that everyone's got their flashlight at. Everyone's standing, everyone's singing along. It just feels like
I ran
you can
out
feel
of
the energy.
Storage.
I remember I was not trying to record, and Claudio's phone wasn't recording, so I kept just handing it to him to take videos.
I had to record on Eric's phone. He's got all the videos that I would have. I'm so mad. But
now I'm gatekeeping him too.
But
that wasn't even the end.
No, he leaves and then comes out again to seeing a glimpse of us. And that song itself is crazy. If you've never heard that song, I recommend you go listen to it and actually listen to it.
Yeah, don't just play it. Put on some good headphones or put it on a speaker and close your bedroom door and listen to what he's saying.
Listen to the words. It's crazy.
That honestly, when I was prepping, because I know I was familiar with the song because it is one of his most popular, but when I was prepping for it, listening to the songs again, it just blew me away. It was.
I did not.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, Joji, I'm not familiar with your game.
That's exactly how it felt, bro. Hey, I was not familiar with your game. My apologies, because the Glimpse of Us is an amazing song, and I could not have asked for him to close the show out a better way.
With a better way.
Yeah, it was great. Everyone was still standing, and everyone had their flashlights on. Exactly. Everyone was singing. It was dope. You couldn't have ended the show a better way.
He couldn't have done anything more. I feel like.
Yeah,
I did not. He blew me away. My expectations were so low. I don't know if that's what it was, but he blew me away by his performance. It was amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I knew Kenny Beats was gonna be good, but the set list was even better, and his transitions were a lot smoother than they had been when I had seen him before. So his performance was just even better than I expected. And then Joji's, well, like I said, I expected it to be slow and everyone's just kind of like chilling, but that's not how it was. I was up, I was dancing,
Exactly.
He was making.
He had everybody on their feet. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. Everybody was on their feet when Joji came out. That was crazy to me. He had everybody singing. All the guys. I was like, "Yo, what?" Like I sing because I don't give a fuck. But usually, guys are standing there trying to be like.
Yeah.
So. It was honestly cool to see all the guys singing along to these sad songs.
Yeah. It was. I had a really great time, and it was definitely more than what I had expected going into it.
As you guys know, the main thing about our channel is us rating the tours. So the first category that we are gonna do is the venue, and I thought the venue was real good. The Climate Pledge Arena is always a really good arena to go to. It's always really nice. I love going to Seattle to watch a concert. And it's always a good time. Going to the Climate Pledge. I love the floor. Even the stands. We were in on the floor, so
yeah.
The stands were dope.
That was rare for the both of us to be in the stands at a concert, actually, where they had a floor option.
Exactly.
I personally had never seen them set up the Climate Pledge, it lay out that way, and that's what I just like about that arena. Every time I've been to it, they've done it differently for each artist. This time they had the pit, so it was like general admission, everyone was standing, but then half of the floor was also like seats, like rows of seats on the floor.
I've never seen that before.
No, me neither.
Where half of the floor is regular people standing and half of the floor is seating.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Honestly, that was a first for me. I thought that it had the way that they had to set it up, it had a little bit of everything. Wherever you wanted to be, you could be whatever experience you wanted. You could get, and that's what I like about how they had to set it up.
Yeah, that's honestly why I gave it a 9.
I'm gonna give it a 10, just because I think that it had everything to offer for. Everyone, it had a little bit to offer for everyone, because like I said, it had the GA floor, it had the seats on the floor, the whole stadium was open, so there was so many options for where you wanted to pick your experience to be, and so that's why I'm going to give it a 10. I mean, although it wasn't sold out when we were looking for tickets, by the time it was the end of the show, it was definitely full, so I think that he fit the venue for sure. To Kenny Beats and Joji, to Coachella performing artists. So
I just didn't like the fact that it was. I wouldn't have chose that for the DJ. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
I know what you mean. But
that's why I didn't give it the full 10.
Yeah. The next category was the stage, and I was a fan of the stage. Like I said, it was cool. It was cool when it was just like 4 pillars with mirrors, and Kenny Beats was standing out there. I thought it was cool then, but then when they came out and everybody was standing, like on all the platforms, I thought it got really cool, and the whole like big curved screen behind him, I really like at the Climate Pledge. They always be putting that screen if the stage is like on to one side, they got the big ass screen, and they had really cool. His visuals are mostly like all kind of colors, or like a pattern, you know what I mean? It wasn't like I don't know. It wasn't. It was just more like all the screens had one design on it. Is what I'm trying to say. And what I would have enjoyed about it more is if the artists were a little closer, just like you said with Kenny Beats. And like we said, Joji was up on the one platform like the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And I would rather the artist just being a little closer to the fans. And so for that reason, I'm going to give the stage an 8.
Yeah, I also felt that way. It was, honestly, it was all really good. I really liked the pillars, like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
It was all really dope. I just, like I said before, the fact that the DJ wasn't close to the floor, or he was so far away. I don't know. I didn't really like that fact, but I felt like the stage was perfect for Joji, and that really brought it back up. So I gave it just a little bit higher, 8.5.
For Joji, for what I expected going in, him just standing there and singing like that, the stage is definitely designed for that. But he put in way much more energy than just standing there and singing his song. Like from him, he could have benefited from being closer to the people on the floor, just from the amount of effort he was putting in.
Yeah, that I agree. That's why I couldn't give him
anything higher.
Yeah,
because it was a cool design. I definitely did like the design, but.
Our third category is how was everyone interacting with each other and the music, and it was. I'm gonna go from backwards, because for Joji, everyone was really lit. Everyone was having a great time. No one was. I felt like no one was sitting down, or I wasn't really paying attention.
I do think the people around us stood up when he came out.
I noticed everyone was standing, but I didn't notice anyone sitting, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And he was definitely controlling the crowd great. Everybody was responding. Amazing. Singing along. For Kenny Beats, he had a rough patch at the beginning. He wasn't really going with everyone. I don't know if it's because no one really knew who he was. And I could understand if it's just a random DJ that you don't know and he's just playing music. You're not going to stand up and start dancing, but you're there to have a good time. Why not, you know? So that brought it a little bit down. And then for the opener, no one was really engaged. So I can't really say anything about that one.
Yeah, I feel you. That definitely did play a big part into my score, and not just the fact that like the section that we were in was just a bad section for the sound design somehow for whatever reason. Because while I was sitting there trying really hard to listen to what he was saying, I was looking at all the people in the crowd, and all the people are just like, you know what I mean? Like they're all just like kind of blank stares. Exactly. Like nobody's really jumping around. Nobody's really moving.
Everyone's sitting.
Everyone else who's in the stands is definitely sitting. And then even in Kenny Beats, like we were the only people standing in our section. After Kenny Beats, I went up to the bathroom really quick in between, and like these girls a couple ropes behind me like stopped me and was like, "Hey, I just wanted to say like you guys were down there like dancing, doing your thing, like that was dope." I don't remember exactly what they said, but something to that effect. And I was like, yeah, like why would you pay all this money and not like want to have a good time?
Exactly.
And they were like, yeah, our section sucks. And I was like, I'm saying not me though. Then I just ran off. But like that just shows that I mean that really just blew me away as an interaction as a whole. But that just shows you how all the people around us were not having as good of a time as us. And it's just really hard for me to believe that even if you don't know who Kenny Beats is, just he didn't play like a bad song. I really thought that his DJ set was really good, and especially for like the crowd, like the age, just like the type of people that are going to show up to a Joji concert. All these people would know these songs that he played. Exactly. And even still, people weren't really having as good of a time as they should have. But when Joji did come out, everybody in our section did stand up, and I didn't really notice anybody standing down. And I was more paying attention to the show at that point than the other people on the floor. But I guess it's more appropriate to be standing there and singing, because a lot of people were singing, than it is to be just standing still and not doing anything like they were for Kenny Beats. So,
but you're supposed to be dancing.
You're supposed to be dancing. That's what I'm saying.
Having a good time, not just standing there.
Yeah, that's what shows me that I'm having a good time. If I'm moving, if I'm dancing.
Exactly. That's why I personally gave it a 7.5.
I gave it a 6 because I just really did not like how many people were sitting down for Kenny Beats.
Yeah.
There was no reason, and like Lil Toe as the opener aside, because like I don't, not to be disrespectful, but he's not super popular, not somebody I'd heard of before. Not somebody that a lot of people had heard before, so that's kind of to be expected on how they reacted. But just the way that they reacted to Kenny Beats just really disappointed me, and so that's why I gave it as harsh of a score as I did.
I feel you.
The next category is how good was the artist performance, and like we've been saying, Kenny Beats is always good. He always does a different set list. It's always a unique show. He does do like some songs that are the same, but
he's a different breed.
But overall, it's completely different. He always puts on a great show, and Joji, he did a really good as well. Like we've been saying, I don't really have a bunch of negative things to say. The only one negative thing that I would say is just that overall the crowd interaction, just because people weren't really into it for the majority of the show. That's the only thing that I can say negative about it. But they put in all the effort. I thought that they put in really, really good performances. But just as far as them, them grabbing the crowd, that's really the one negative that I can say. Because Joji really had it he really had the crowd for his performance. But Kenny Beats, unfortunately, people weren't really feeling it. So that's the one knock that I can give it.
I don't know. When I saw Kenny Beats, for the second time, I definitely realized that he was something else. He's not just your regular DJ. I thought his performance at Coachella was special, but that's just how he performs, and that shows me that he's a different caliber of DJ, and that brought him up so high into my DJ list. He's up there with one of my favorites. So, if not my favorite, I'm not gonna lie to you. And Joji, I did not expect that from him. He blew me out of the water. I said that earlier. And it was all a great performance. All in all, I can't knock Kenny Beats for nobody dancing at the beginning, because once he said everybody stand up, everybody stood up. And that's how you know you have good crowd interaction, because once you get people going, you'll get them going. But people just need a leading hand to get out of their I'm trying to be cool stage,
I definitely know what you mean, and I definitely do agree with you. I'm still going to stand on my score. I gave it a 9. I'm talking about it like I gave it like a bad score. I gave it a 9 because, like I said, it's really not his fault. But I guess in other people's mind, the openers would have been a little more similar to Joji. But I personally thought that they did great. The song choices were great.
I don't know. We were grading how good the performance was. And I feel like if you can get people going, that's what I want from a performer, and they got me going. So I gave them a 10. I gave both of them a 10. I can't say anything else.
Hey, just props to Joji for no backtrack and a live band.
Exactly. That's crazy.
Yeah, and props to Kenny Beats on the smooth transitions.
Yeah, Joji using no backtrack was crazy to me. That's how he blew me out of the water. I did not expect him to be singing lyric to lyric.
Yeah. Yeah, not like that.
And Kenny Beats, as always, I wasn't expecting him to. That selection of songs and caliber of music was amazing. So, 10. And our next topic is how everything tied together. How everything tied into the theme of the tour. And I don't know. This one was a little questionable.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, just the fact that it was the Pandemonium Tour, that could have been the theme of the tour because there wasn't really any.
Yeah, there wasn't much of it. It
was pure pandemonium.
Yeah, like from the point I was trying to get at earlier is like with the visuals and like the merch and stuff, there wasn't like a specific art style or like artwork that was going on throughout the show. And that's what I was trying to get at when I was saying that it was just like colors and patterns, is that it's not like art that is necessarily even matching the song or like a overarching like theme, because even the poster is just kind of like a gray like color like pattern. And I mean, yeah, the name does fit. It is Pandemonium, but I just think that that's like a
because the artists don't tie in. Lil Toe, Kenny Beats, and Joji are all completely different artists.
They are 3 different lanes completely.
The theme or like the poster board wasn't one of the merch.
No, literally. And Joji hasn't dropped like an album recently, so it wasn't even like an album merch. Yeah. I don't think that they did a good job of
saying all this. I personally gave it a 4 because there wasn't anything.
Yeah.
Only that the Pandemonium theme, and because of how crazy it was, I guess that could be the theme that they were going for. Is why I gave it the 4. If not, it would have been a 0.
Yeah. I also gave it a 4 just because it was rightly named. And that I guess since it was rightly named, that earns about 4 points, because just like you said, the artists, they're all completely different. They don't really complement each other. But at the end of the day, the theme...
There was a theme.
So
they can't get a 0.
It was Pandemonium. So you're right. I can't give him a 0. He did put in a very tiny bit of effort to tie into the theme, but I would also say it's a very like Joji. It's a very him type of theme. It is
definitely Joji.
Yeah, the show was very him, and
I never knew Joji before he was Joji, but he knew about Joji.
I knew him as Filthy Frank, and I like watched as he became Joji and started making music. I was like, what the fuck? Like, because he made music as Pink Guy, and then he started going from Pink Guy like to start like singing like with his emotions. It was really crazy. And then to see him at Coachella like 2 years ago, it was like, what? Like, this is a guy who I would watch on YouTube.
Exactly.
And now to see him in Seattle, it's like he's really in, like, not that he wasn't an artist before, but now in my mind, like he is Joji to me. Like, just because I was able to see him in the show, like, I hate to leave the ranking with our lowest score, but I overall I had a really good time with the show. I was really happy with the way that it went, and even though it didn't have a theme, I was very satisfied, left very satisfied with my money spent.
No, yeah, all in all, tour was great.
Yeah. So my total rating added up to 37.
And my total was a 39.
So that means that it was a 76, a must go. Just barely sneaking into that must go.
Yeah.
You have to hit 75 to get must go. And like I just said, it's a 76. But I agree. I think that the show was a must go. Like, it obviously not everybody knows Joji, and he isn't like super mainstream, but he put on such a good performance. And even though we just said that the artists don't tie in together, I think that gave the show like a wide variety. And just like I was saying, there were so many different options of where you can sit. Like the experience was
catered to everyone.
It was an experience catered to as many people as possible, and they did that in a very good way. And so I think that it is definitely a must-go show if you were able to.
If you're able to catch it, I would recommend you go, because me being the strict judge got the higher rating.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I had a great time. It was really fun. It was something I wasn't expecting, and
definitely.
That's what we're trying to show you guys, just to get out there to enjoy something that you wouldn't even go for.
Just like we said, we weren't planning on really going for it. We really forgot about it. I completely forgot about it until Claudio called me the day before and was like, yo, let's go to Joji tomorrow. The tickets are $30. And I said, when you put it like that, you don't have to say anything more. Like, I'm there.
You know, I love going to a good concert.
Yeah, exactly. And so just like affordability, like what you get for what you're going to spend, like.
We'll show you guys how the prices dropped and how they raised, and it's crazy. But
yeah,
you just gotta
get out there.
Yeah,
you just gotta be willing to. You have to be
risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah, for as far as like if you enjoy concerts, you have to be willing to go to shows that
if you like music,
don't really know. Yeah, if you
like music, go to a concert and you will fall in love with concerts, because everyone at the concert likes music.
And even the point I was trying to get at is, even if you don't know the artist, seeing them in concert is gonna make you like see the music in a completely unique perspective than you would have been able to just from listening to it. So, I mean, like I said, it was even different from when we saw him at Coachella, because when we watched him at Coachella, we were like sitting super far in the back, just like chilling, vibing, catching our breath because he was like towards the end of the day, like day 2 or 3 of Coachella. So at that time we were just like chilling, gassed for sure. But this time it was definitely a lot different, and it was definitely a must go. I would definitely go again if Joji came again. I would, well, depending on the openers, I would go see him again. If Kenny Beats came by himself, I would definitely go see a Kenny Beats tour. I've just seen Joji twice, and he'd have to bring some better openers. Or not that Kenny Beats was bad, but you know what I mean. He'd have to bring somebody of that caliber again for me to want to go again. So I think must go is a very, very fair and accurate place to put it.
Yeah.
So we have a special treat for you guys. We have a couple topics to talk about this time. The first topic we're going to talk about is that Joe Biden announced that, well, he put out a tweet, and I'm going to put it on screen. Because I don't remember exactly what he says, but he said something to the effect of concerts are hard enough to go to as it is, and he's going to do something to try to make it so concerts are cheaper. And so he followed that up by passing a new law or bill, I'm not sure, but any concert ticket sales that you get over $600 in profit is now taxed. It wasn't taxed before. No concert, like reselling tickets weren't taxed like that. But now he's made a new tax bill to hopefully deter like scalpers from buying them and then trying to jack up the prices. So that's overall good for people going to concerts. That means tickets are gonna be more available to you, hopefully, or they're gonna be less incentivized to try to resell them at a jacked up price.
Exactly. I definitely see the wave of people trying to get that like better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because the price of tickets have gone up so high that it's really going crazy, and I don't understand why. So I really like how everybody's making their effort to make concerts easier to go to for people like us that are trying to afford to go to a concert.
I just thought that was great news. Had to bring it up because, that's...
Had to let you guys know.
That's a net good for concert goers.
Some more good news is a new arena in Las Vegas. It's the new Sphere, which is a 360-degree screen inside and out.
Yeah. I mean, the name kind of explains itself. It is quite literally a sphere. It's a round building, and on the inside, it's a giant concert hall. It can fit over 100,000 people.
U2 was the debut performance.
They had some crazy
visuals. I cannot wait to go see a concert there. It's gonna be amazing. You guys need to look it up and see yourself, because
it's gonna change concerts forever.
Yeah, I can't wait for more concert halls to come out like that, because we need that.
Yeah, it's like one of the things I thought was really cool is that since the way that the building is shaped, like I guess acoustics aren't very good in a round building, but they put in so many speakers in there that it's like 8 speakers to 1 seat. So every single seat has
8 speakers.
Its own sound. Like you're basically hearing your own unique sound point from each individual seat. And like we're saying with the screen, because it's all in front of you and then all the way above you, like each seat is its own individual like viewing experience. So it's just crazy to see that they're making like buildings like that. It's in Las Vegas. It's crazy that it's in America, and I hope that I have the opportunity to go. Like I'm gonna go in my lifetime.
I hope you guys can check it out as well.
Yeah, definitely. One last thing before we get into the concerts coming up, I wanted to say that congrats to 21 Savage for getting his U.S. citizenship, and in commemoration of that, he's doing his first ever show in London. It is November 30th at the O2, and that's a pretty famous venue. Travis Scott has performed there last year.
Exactly.
So, I just think that's really cool that he's able to go back to where he was born and put on a show at such a legendary concert venue. I just wanted to shout that out for anybody who might be watching it internationally.
It's crazy to see him finally get that.
Yeah.
And it's dope. I saw that he linked up with Central C recently, and I can't wait to see his performance. I hope.
Yeah.
Everybody accepts him good over there.
Exactly.
But for some concerts over here in our area, speaking on the fact that we've seen people that are coming from Coachella, on November 5th, Eladio Carrion is going to be here, and that's going to be a great concert.
Yeah.
That we will probably be there because
I gotta pull up. Your family's gonna be there. Jamie's gonna be there.
My family's gonna be there. Our homie Jamie's gonna be there. The guy behind the camera. And
so I definitely gotta pull up because like we just said, we seen him at Coachella. He did a really good performance at Coachella. So I would definitely be down to go see him again.
He's a Spanish reggaeton rapper that has a lot of English features.
Yeah, a lot of American
on his
rappers.
Recent album, and
it's really cool.
It's really cool to see. I've never heard anything like it.
No, because he even speaks Spanish, he speaks English. He mainly speaks Spanish, but sometimes he'll throw in English bars into his song, and it's
the
just
beats
really
are
cool.
always really good too.
Yeah, it's like less like reggaeton beats, more like American sort of style rap
beats.
Yeah, at least on his most recent album.
And then on the same day, November 5th, Burna Boy will be here too.
Who was also at Coachella.
He does Afrobeat music. And I think a song maybe, but I'm not too familiar with his music. But as we've said multiple times on the show, if he's at Coachella, he's a good artist. So
and he was on the main stage at like a prime time slot. So you have to be somebody to be up there on the main stage,
Exactly.
let alone at like after sunset. You know what I mean? So he was definitely would be worth to see, because I do have a couple songs that I would know. I'm just not super familiar. But on November 6th is Kiss, the rock band Kiss. Throwback. I believe that this is supposed to be their like last tour ever. It's something like The Last Ride or something to that effect that the tour is called, and it's supposed to be like their last tour ever. So that would be one that I would be willing to go see, just because you'll like we've said for a couple people, but literally you'll never see them again because it's supposed to be their last tour.
Yeah, that would be a really cool show to go see.
Yeah. Also on November 6th is Earl Sweatshirt with The Alchemist, which I think would be
the conductor.
I think that would be a really good show, because The Alchemist and Earl Sweatshirt recently came out with the album, or they recently just released an album that they have had made for a really long time, and
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, they uploaded it to like a secret account on YouTube, and it was hidden for a long time, and they've been teasing it on Twitter. And if you want to look into the lore of Earl Sweatshirt's newest album, it's really cool. Just like
that sounds crazy.
Just like how they hid it for so long, and then they finally, because I don't think anybody ended up finding it, but he ended up dropping it like 8-9 years later, and now they're going on tour together for it. So that would be a really good show.
Yeah, but after that is the show that we've all been waiting for on November 8th. Travis Scott with Tizo Touchdown. The man, the myth, the legend.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the concert of 2023. If you're not there at the Circus Maximus tour, you are missing out. The concert tickets were as low as $5 on the first stop. We
saw that it was $5
to see Travis Scott in Tizo Touchdown. What more do I have to say? Should I keep talking? Like, that is crazy to me. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. Don't miss out.
If you have $5, go watch.
I'm telling you, you have to go to the Circus Maximus tour.
It will be an experience.
There is no other performer like it. So, I mean, that's the one for 2023.
Definitely. After that will be the next day on November 9th. It's going to be Lauryn Hill with the Fugees. And Lauryn Hill is a female rapper.
Yeah.
From the 90s. And she dropped an album.
She only ever dropped one album,
which was amazing.
Yeah, it won like rap album of the year, it won a bunch of Grammys, and she never made another album, but she was super influential to people like Kanye, and just like
exactly gets mentioned on rap songs.
All the time. Sure, her songs get played on the radio still today.
Gets sampled for every little thing.
Exactly. So definitely a legend.
didn't know who this is, if I played you the album, you would probably know one song on the album.
Yeah, so it would definitely be a good chill show to go catch.
Another person that's probably going to be one of their last shows, so definitely go catch that.
Definitely. You don't know when Lauryn Hill is going to come back on tour, so you should go check it if you have any minuscule amount of interest. Next, November 7th and November 10th, they're doing 2 shows in Washington. Is the Jonas Brothers.
The Jonas Brothers, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows who the Jonas Brothers is, I would assume. They're doing a show in...
Yakima.
Yeah, like...
Or in Spokane.
It's one of the two. Yakima or Spokane, and then there's another one over here in Seattle.
So if you're in that area, definitely go to that show. It's going to be real close to you guys. So
you've got 2 chances to go see, but there's not a lot of concerts that go to Eastern Washington, let alone Western Washington. But, I mean, Eastern Washington, it's super rare. So for all of our people out there, you should definitely take advantage of going to a local concert, being able to do that.
Exactly.
On November 16th was supposed to be WizKid, but it has been canceled, unfortunately.
Wah, wah, wah.
He has headlined multiple Rolling Louds. I want to say that he was at the first Coachella we went to, but I don't know that for sure.
I couldn't say that, but I know that he was headlining Rolling Loud Canada, Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Toronto. But yeah, that was...
Yeah, unfortunate that show is canceled.
Yeah.
Only one mention of cancellation this month.
Yeah. And on November 24th through the 25th is going to be Subtronics.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot about them. I've never really listened to their music, but people really enjoy that.
Yeah, it's not my favorite type of EDM, but as far as people in Washington,
they go crazy for it.
There is a very huge scene for that type of bass, or I'm not sure exactly what specific EDM it is, but just a lot of wubs and dubs is how I would describe it. And it's definitely going to be sold out, I would imagine. It's at the Tacoma Dome, which is cool. Always good to see a show at the Tacoma Dome.
Definitely.
But like I said, it's not really my favorite type of EDM, but it will definitely be a poppin' show if that's...
There's going to be a lot of people there. I'm for sure of that.
2 days back to back, which is surprising.
Yeah. And that's it for the concerts in November.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really that much else that we were going to talk about.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you made it this far, thank you.
Thank you for making it.
We appreciate it. This time I got a special thing for you guys to comment. I need you guys to comment what was the last song that Kenny Beats performed. What song did he close his set with? We want to know because we're trying to do tests to see who actually makes it all the way to the end of the video. So
yeah, if you do that, post your Cash App, and we will give you $5, and you can use that to go to Travis Scott.
Right, exactly. If you don't want $5, then I don't know what to tell you. If you don't want to go to Travis Scott, I don't know what to tell you.
We are literally giving you your ticket to Travis Scott.
Yeah.
For the free.
So
to the first person that comments the last song of Kenny Beats set at Seattle.
Mm-hmm. And your Cash App. And I'm telling you, $5 from the PitCrew is all yours. But
thank you for watching.
Yeah, please like, subscribe, check out the Spotify playlist. We updated it, or you updated it with all the Joji songs. Yeah. So if you want to hear all the songs that he performed,
I'll leave those for a bit, but I'm gonna add the Lil Yachty songs and some Travis Scott songs because those are some shows that we are looking forward to. It's Lil Yachty and Travis Scott.
Yeah.
So
keep a lookout for that. Couple episodes coming in quick because the shows are back to back. So you got some content to look forward to.
Those should be good shows.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Thank you. Peace.